Hey guys, it's Tom Easy Smiles, and I searched all of TikTok for the best Viper lineups I could find on Breeze. Now these are the best of the best, and I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, don't forget to drop that like and hit the subscribe button. Alright guys, so let's get it started. We got a lineup on A, and what we want to do, we want to plant the spike right about there. Then we're going to run all the way back to lobby. Now what you want to do, you want to stand butt up against this door right there. We're going to pull out our SnakeBite. You want to aim between these two bars right there, more towards the right, and you're going to aim right about there. Shoot it. It should land right there. Alright, and for this lineup right here, we're also going to plant the spike in the same spot. We're just going to run up over here on top of these rocks, get all the way in the corner on these rocks. So where you want to aim, you have this little gap right there. You just want to aim like right there on that gap, but still on the brush. You're just going to shoot your dart, and then we'll travel. And it'll land in the same spot. Now for this lineup right here, we're also going to plant in the exact same spot. This is just another position to do this lineup from. So you want to stand in between this yellow thing and this rock, so right there in that corner. You then have this little piece of metal right here. You want to line up your little HUD with the bottom of that piece of metal, so just like that. You're just going to shoot it. And it'll land in the same spot. Now planting that spike in the same spot, there's actually a lineup all the way back here for it. So all you want to do is go in this corner, and you want to stand there, back all the way in the corner. We're then going to pull out our dart, and we just want to line up the tip of our poison orb right there on the bottom of that left window. And then what we need to do, we need to jump and shoot at the same time. And it should land in that exact same spot. Alright, for this lineup right here, this is actually going to be done from halls, and you just want to plant the spike right there. So this lineup's actually from halls, so what you want to do, you just want to get in this little cubby right here, and you want to get all the way up against the left side of the wall, and you want to crouch down and walk forward until you look straight down, and then hit right-click your knife on the ground. And then when you have that little dot right there lined up about in the center of that, so you have this little window right here, you just want to aim right about there, shoot it, and it should, if we did it right, cover that area right there. Alright, for this one right here, you just want to plant the spike right here in this corner.
I've dropped the spike.
Then we're going to go all the way back to lobby. Now you have the stick right here in the wall, and you just want to line yourself up with that stick right there. Get all the way up against it. Pull out our little dart, and we're just going to line up our little cursor with the top of that sheet right there. So line it up, and shoot. And there you have it. Covers that area right there. So this lineup right here is actually a quick little lineup that you can do if you can't like get far enough away to do an actual lineup. So you're just going to run back over here to this area right here. And then you're going to pull that out, and then we're going to pop out just a little bit. Now we see that empty space right there on that wall. You're just going to shoot your SnakeBite, and then that'll cover that area right there. So for this one right here, we're just going to kind of plant the spike somewhere around this area right there. Now for this, we're going to go all the way back to mid-top. Now right here by elbow, you have this wall, and you want to line yourself up right with that wall right there. Now once you're all the way up against it, you have this little floorboard right here. We're then going to line up our cursor, the top of our cursor with the bottom edge of that floor right there. We're just going to shoot. And we'll follow that all the way in. And it should land right there on top of that spike. Alright, for this lineup right here, we're going to actually plant the spike right there. Now this is actually going to be played all the way from mid-stack over here. So now that we're over here at mid-stack, we want to get all the way up in this corner right here. So now that we're in the corner, we have this top box right here. You want to aim at the right corner, and you want to move slightly left, so about right there. Now we're going to pull out our SnakeBite, and at the same time, we're going to jump and click. And then we're going to follow this in, and it should land all the way back there in that corner and cover that spike. Now for this lineup right here, we're going to plant the spike there, and we're actually going to go and play this by bridge. Okay, so now that we're over here by bridge, we have this little cross on the floor, and you just want to line yourself up with that cross right there. You're going to pull out your little dart, and you're going to line up your HUD right there on that bar. So let's zoom in and show it to you. And then you're not going to jump, you're not going to do anything, you're just going to click, and it should follow all the way through there, bounce off this wall over here, and land right there and cover that spike. Alright, so now we're over on the B side on Breeze, and we're ready for the lineups on this site. So first thing you want to do, you want to plant the spike right about there. Now we want to go all the way back to mid cannon. So once you're in mid cannon, you have these stains on the walls, right? And you want to go to the lowest stain right there and line yourself up with it. And you have this cannon right there. So we're going to pull out our little SnakeBite, and all we're going to do, we're going to aim up until our poison orb covers that tip of that cannon just like that. We're not going to jump, we're not going to do anything, we're just going to shoot it, and then we're going to follow it in, and it should cover that area right there. For this next lineup right here, this one is actually going to be planted right about right there. And now where are we off to? We're going to elbow. So for this lineup right here, you're actually going to play it by this double stack boxes right here, and you're going to get all the way in the corner. And then you have this little box right there. You're going to pay attention to the right side of it. You're going to line it up with that crease right there. Now what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to jump and click at the same time. And it should go right through. And it should go all the way up. And land perfectly on top of the spike. Now for this lineup on B, we're going to play it back here from main. We're going to go over and stand by these boxes right here. Now you're going to butt yourself all the way up against these boxes. Now when you look up, you should see this notch right here. Now what we're going to want to do, we're going to keep our crosshair level with that notch right there. And we're just going to move our thing out slightly. And we're going to go ahead and shoot it. And we should follow it in. And it lands on top of that spike right there. Now for this lineup right here, we're going to plant the spike somewhere in this area right there. Now we're going to go all the way back to mid for this. Alright, so now that we're in mid, we're going to go over here by pillar. And we're going to stand and line ourselves up against this wall. So butt all the way up against it, right against that wall. Now we have this cloud up here. And the area you're going to want to be aiming at is about right there. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull out our little thing. Line up the tip of that with the top of that cloud right there and just shoot. We're going to follow it in. And it should cover the spike right there. For this lineup right here, we're going to want to plant somewhere around this area right here. So we're just going to drop the spike right there. And we're going to go all the way back to A by bridge. Alright, so now we're all the way over at A. Now we have this stick right here in the wall. It's very important. We're just going to line ourselves up with that stick right there. We're then going to turn around, pull out our little bite. Now we want to aim our crosshair right at the tip of that right there. So we aim our crosshair there. Now what you want to do, very important, you want to jump and shoot at the same time. So now that we jumped and shoot, we're going to follow her on in. And it lands on top of that spike right there. Now, of course, you can plant that closer to the wall, but you catch my drift. Alright, and now we're off to the fun part in the video. We're doing lineups for her poison cloud. Now, we're trying to block off line of sight on B. So we're trying to block off this little view right through there. So for this, all you want to do, you want to stand in front of this piece of wood. So we're going to get close to that piece of wood right there in front of it. Now, you want to pay close attention to where these wires meet right here. So right there where the wires meet, you want to pay attention to that. Line up those little dots right there on where the wires meet, and the other one on the brush right there. Now, all we want to do is jump throw, and we're going to follow her on in. And it should land right there. Now, when we activate it, it blocks off line of sight from the enemy seeing you through this way right here. So as you can see, they can't see anything right through there. Alright, so now for this smoke lineup right here, we're trying to block off the metal doors right there. Now in order to do this, all you got to do, it's super simple. You just got to line yourself up with the edge of this wall right there. So now we're lined up with the edge of that wall. Now we have this little metal piece right there. Now you have a little bit of leeway. So what you want to do, you want to throw this in between this area and this area right here. So that's that little leeway right between that area at that middle piece. So we're going to aim our crosshair right there at that bar. We're going to pull out our poison orb and we're going to go and we're going to jump throw. And we should follow it in. And it lands right there. And then we can activate it, and it blocks off the metal doors right there. Now for this lineup right here, we're trying to block off nest, so we're trying to smoke off nest up there. Now for this, you just want to pull out your poison cloud and want to aim those little mouse clicker things right there at the tip of that. Now from here, it's super simple. All you want to do is shift walk forward until the two little dots right there reach the top of that little bar. So we'll shift walk forward, and we're just going to throw, and it should land up there. And ta-da! Covers nest. Alright, so you can also smoke off nests from mid-cannon as well, and I'm about to show you how. So all you got to do, you got to line yourself up with this little dot that you can barely see right there. So we line ourselves up with that little dot, and we're going to spin around. Now we have this leaf right here. You want to aim right there around that little leaf right there. We'll pull out our poison cloud. Now what you want to do, you want to tap forward and jump throw all at the same time. So tap forward, jump throw. And it should land right up there, and you'll be able to block off nest. Okay, so now we're on to one way. So for this one, you're going to one-way the spike. So we're going to plant our spike right there. And you're just going to pull out your poison cloud, and you're just going to right-click and get it on top of that vent. So once on top of that vent, you can activate it. And as you can see, anyone trying to plant or defuse the spike cannot see what's going on. So easy kill for you. Now here's a one-way for tunnel right here. You just want to stand in this corner right here, get all the way up in that corner. You have this bar right here. We're going to pull out our poison cloud, and we're going to aim at the bar, and we're going to toss it. And ta-da! You got a one-way right there. Now for this one-way right here, it's good to play off of this angle right here. So all you're going to do is you're going to stand close to this wall. You're going to aim at the roof, toss it up, and voila. You got a little one-way. Alright, so for this one-way right here, it's for doors, right? So you just want to stand in this corner, like right over here. You're going to aim up around this area right here. You're just going to run and jump, right-click, and then bam. There it is. One way for doors.
Poison's off.
Okay, so this one way is also for doors as well. So you just want to go over here and stand on this wall right there. And you're going to aim right around this area right there. We'll pull out our poison cloud, throw it, and voila, you have it one way. Now to do this, all you want to do is you're going to want to line yourself up with the wall right here. So now that we lined ourselves up with the edge of that wall, we're just going to turn around, pull out our poison orb. Now we want to aim at the top of that light right there. We're just going to throw it, and it should bounce and land right there. Now when we activate this, creates a little one-way for that. For anyone walking through, we can get an easy pick or two. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to drop that like and hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoy watching lineup videos, I got another great video for you guys right over here.